So by now I think most of us know that Made for This is very strong. Starva recently made a video explaining the issues with Made for This, and some people on Twitter were not very happy with this. A recent tweet stating it's getting tired already has seemed to start some sort of discussion about Ots. Now for whatever reason, people don't really seem to like Ots on Twitter. I don't understand why. He's like a super wholesome guy. He's really informative. He knows his shit. He makes hours-long videos of tier lists of killers, perks, survivor perks, maps, perks that you should run with certain killers, add-ons. Like, he does so much stuff. He covers a lot of things. It's really strange to see how much hate that he gets on Twitter. And on top of all of that, he's like a super nice guy. He's basically just like a DBD Wikipedia as a person, like very informative. So if you've actually seen the video, Ots basically just talks about how the endurance status effect shouldn't be there. It shouldn't stack with other haste perks, which, let's face it, Hope and Made for This is ridiculous. You're 110, the killer's 115. That's like not balanced at all. And he also said that there should be some sort of proc that lets you know that, hey, you're chasing a killer with Made for This, which I think is not bad at all. It's kind of annoying to have to guess if the person has Made for This or not. Anyways, a bunch of people who never watched the video or probably don't watch Ots at all had a lot to say, and it's usually the Survivor mains, and not just Survivor mains, it's people who only play Survivor. This is what they had to say. Killer mains acting like their base speed isn't higher than Survivors, acting like y'all don't have 3 tiers of base bloodlust, also like y'all don't have perks that boost your speed, and that like 30% of killers don't have add-ons that give extra speed. And to top it off, he puts the emojis. Now, a problem that I have with this tweet is that it completely ignores the fact that there are 4 other survivors in the game, right? So if you're chasing one, usually, unless your team is dog shit, there are 3 other people on gens. And not only that, the one person that you're chasing, that you're faster than, has a bunch of windows, a bunch of pallets. If they have Made for This, it's a lot harder to catch them. If they have really good RNG with a bunch of safe pallets connected to each other, so you might have some pallets that like connect really well into Shack, you might have really good windows in certain areas that also connect well into a TNL wall, or just a long wall with like a window right in the middle, and that's like really safe. Like, there's way more to what happens in a chase than just, oh, well, you're faster, so you're gonna catch them. It's just so stupid. Anyway, someone quote tweeted saying, "You will never see him talk about an overpowered killer perk," which is not true at all. And Ots actually responded himself saying, yeah, okay. Now, the only perk that's mentioned in this was Old Eruption, which we all know was absolutely terrible to go against. That was probably the strongest killer perk ever. But everything else that he mentions on here is pretty much just broken add-ons. Now, you know how Twitter is. If they see an opportunity to dunk on you, they're gonna do it, even if it's for the most obnoxious, pedantic thing possible. So we started seeing retweets like, "The way those are all add-ons," with the crying emoji, and stuff like, "Only perk I see is Eruption," with the condescending laughing gif, and stuff like, "All of those are add-ons, ... And my favorite one, quoting Ots saying, yeah, okay, shows pictures of you talking about killer add-ons and not killer perks, and then shows a condescending person holding their nose because they can't believe how stupid the other person is for saying something so dumb. So the lovely person who sent the condescending gif continued the conversation. He said, "The conversation is about perks." Someone replied, "Eruption is an add-on?" He replied, "One perk is an entire picture full of add-ons." Other person replied, "So? Still a perk, kid." So his reply here completely deflects everything, and he says, "Ots still spends his time crying about niche Survivor perk combos that nobody ever uses and acts like the game is Survivor-sided." So, like, yeah, bro, what a great deflection.
Actually, we're talking about perks, so it's kind of weird that you only showed a picture of Eruption. You should have included more evidence of you talking about other perks, because we're talking about perks here. It's like, bro,
You don't even realize that this helps the argument more for Ots, because as of right now, there are no killer perks that are broken. I would say killer perks are probably in the healthiest place it's ever been. The only perk that was absolutely unbearable was Old Eruption, and he spoke out against that. When they finally nerfed it, now he talks about broken killer add-ons, because let's face it, killer add-ons are way more broken as of right now than any sort of killer perks. I mean, think about the best killer perks. Corrupt, totally healthy. Nothing's more annoying than getting into one chase and then 3 gens pop in that one chase. Or Pain Res. Pain Res is actually really good. It encourages you to hook individual people, not the same person, instead of tunneling, so you can get progress on Sorry, not progress. So you can regress the gens if you hook individual people. Deadlock. Deadlock is a pretty good passive slowdown on gens. And No Way Out, which literally encourages you to hook individuals instead of tunneling. So like these really good perks that are at the top for killer are actually pretty healthy for the game. So for these Twitter people to focus on a dunk with Ots because, well, technically those are add-ons, it's like, bro, killer perks are fine. Killer add-ons are fucking nuts. Mother-daughter ring is fucking shit. That shit is so fucking annoying. Blight Outring, that shit is terrible. Myers Tombstone piece, that is fucking not fun to go against. It's so annoying to get stalked to tier 3 and then you just die. You don't even like get a chance to play the game, you just fucking die. You don't even get hooked or not, you don't get downed, you just die. You just literally just die. And some people I know, because some people are fucking retarded, they'll be like, oh, well, Myers is a bad killer, so he actually needs this to be good. You don't balance a bad killer by giving him broken shit. You make his base kit better and balance accordingly. Why would you give a bad killer broken shit and say that's balanced? That is so stupid. Like, you can totally tell that these people don't watch Ots at all, or at the very least, they did not watch that video. They just see Ots talking about the perk and they're like, oh, great, here we go. Made for this is gonna die because of Ots. It's all Ots' fault. Maybe he's talking about it for a reason. Maybe if you didn't just play Survivor only and gave Killer a chance, you would see how frustrating it is to go against certain perks. But instead, you'd rather be fucking pedantic as fuck, focus on shit that doesn't matter, and then send GIFs showing how condescending you are, like you're acting so smug. Meanwhile, you're literally fucking retarded. Your brain fell out of your head making that fucking tweet. Like, y'all are straight up dumb as shit. Play the other role. See how frustrating it is, instead of just being a P100 Elodie and probably only playing Survivor, or all these people that literally just play Survivor only, and then you'll have these people that be like, oh, actually, I play both, and then they probably play Killer like once or twice, and they use that as a way to be like, yeah, I play both. Like, no, you fucking don't. Play both. You will see how frustrating it is. I used to be like this. It used to be so annoying for me when I only played Survivor, and I would just complain. And this was back when Dead Hard was at its fucking prime. And this was when DS and Unbreakable were also at its fucking prime. Like, I used to think this game was super killer-sided because I fucking sucked. And when you actually play Killer, you will learn so much. You learn so much. You're like, oh my god, like, there is a whole other person on the end of this. Like, you might run Made for This. You might run old DS, Unbreakable. That might be super fun for you. There is a whole other person that you're playing against that is fucking miserable. And it's important to take into consideration how they're feeling. Because if there's no killers, where's the fun in that? Like, do you just want to do gens? Is that it? Do you just want to sit on a gen? You just want to hold a button and then open the exit gate and leave? Like, is that fun for you? Like, where is the fun in that? That is so fucking boring. I've seen people talking about it. I just wish I can do generators. So you want to do nothing? Like, what the hell? Oh man, these fucking people. Anyways, that's all. It was a short video. I just wanted to talk about this topic. I think it's so frustrating how you have people that only play one role and have an opinion on the topic. If you only play Survivor, chances are your opinions are shit. If you only play Killer, chances are your opinions are terrible. If you need to play both roles to really have a good understanding of this game, instead of being so locked in your own little world playing your little role, thinking that you know what's good for the game. You clearly don't. But of course, you know, go ahead, be smug, be condescending, even though you're literally fucking brain dead. But go ahead, you're so smart, you think you know better. Totally. Ots clearly doesn't know anything, you know, it's not like he makes fucking, in total, what, 100 hours, maybe, probably even more, to be honest, of like in-depth analysis of like what perks you should run as Killer, tier list for maps, tier list for killers, tier list for Survivor perks. Like, no, you definitely know better, 100%. You can find me on Twitch at Adrian. You can find me on Twitter at AdrianDBD. Be sure to tag me in stuff that you see, any sort of drama-related stuff, because I love calling out really obnoxious people on Twitter that think they are better than everyone else. Yeah. Bye.